Hey guys, welcome back to Hiddenheightsfarm. And today's video we're not going to be showing any goats or any farm animals. We posted a video of Harold, our bearded dragon, about 3 weeks ago, and it did pretty well for us. And we didn't know so many of our subscribers and other viewers were so interested in the reptiles and the bearded dragons, and a lot of people wanted to see more of Harold. Harold is a member of our farm here. He is a bearded dragon. He's right at 1 year old. And one thing we learned after we posted our video of the bearded dragon is there's a lot of experts on reptiles and bearded dragons on YouTube. And one thing about that is none of them have the same answer or opinion on anything. So, you know, you might get 10 different comments about how you're doing something, and every one of them be different. So you know, we did learn, we did some research because there was some things that we weren't doing right and everything. And we also learned that Harold is a male. People was telling us how to sex him and all that, so we determined that he's a male. And like, if you guys watched the last video, he's wanting back in his cage. If you guys watched the last video, we upgraded his terrarium. It was about half the size, and now it's a lot bigger. He's got a lot more room to roam around. He's got some things to climb in, got a hammock and all that. But another thing, a lot of people said that these lamps were way too small. And it is a heat lamp and a UVB bulb, but they said it wasn't big enough. So since then we have upgraded. We got these bigger shrouded, I don't know what you call them, dome lamps, I guess. But the bulbs we have in there is a 100-watt basking. It's like a heat bulb, and then a UVB bulb, which is essential for their health. They have to have that. And another thing that we didn't do, we started doing it at the first, when we first got him, and we were like gut loading the mealworms and the crickets. We were feeding them stuff that had calcium in it. But now we're dusting his greens. We got some greens here, we'll talk about that. But we've been dusting his greens and his insects that he's been eating, the mealworms, the superworms, and the crickets, with this calcium powder, because it is essential for their health, for their bones. And man, he really likes it. Rachel accidentally spilt some on the floor of his terrarium in here, and he just started licking it. So he was for sure deficient in that. So what we're gonna do today, we have a box of stuff here. We ordered a bunch of goodies on Amazon, and we're just going to talk about what we got. So, as you can see here, he's got this little cave in here. He's got a little hammock. He's got his little log, that's just a piece of driftwood we got from the local lake. And we got this here. We ordered this on Amazon. And this is a pretty cool thing. The way this works is you can keep it elevated on the glass. These are magnets. So we're going to figure out where we want to put this, and we're going to stick it up and then put the magnets on this side, on the outside of the glass, and it just holds it in place. And he always likes getting high in his cage, but we don't want to take all his room in the bottom of the cage away. We want him to be able to have room to walk around and exercise. So we're going to try to put this up high to where it's not in his way of walking. So we're going to figure that out. Another thing we got is these vines, just kind of make it more like a little jungle type environment for him. I'm not sure if we're even going to use these or not. We just seen those and we ordered them, so we'll get to that later. We'll see what we come up with. But people were saying that he needed more hiding spots. So we got this thing here. This is just a fake log, and what it does is it just sets in the bottom there, and he can get in there and kind of hide and all that. Okay, so the reason we got this is for him to be able to hide under. He's got the cave and he's got the log, but this right here will allow him to get his whole body under this log. And reptiles, especially bearded dragons, go through what they call a brumation. It's a week or two of like a hibernation where they don't really come out, they don't eat, they don't do anything. And we're still learning a lot about these bearded dragons. And like I said, if you guys read the comments, I'm going to get beat up in the comment section about this, because there's so much that I don't know about this bearded dragon. People were saying we needed to get rid of him and this and that, but You know, we like taking care of our animals as best as possible, and he's one of our animals that we have here. Last year at Christmas in 2018, Santa Claus brought him for Kaya, our daughter, and you know, it's mostly Rachel's duty to take care of him. She's pretty much the only one that does, and we all mess with him a little bit. And our dog Skeeter, he's a miniature Schnauzer, and I'll show you guys here in a little bit. He thinks he's his babysitter. So Skeeter thinks that Harold, the bearded dragon, is his baby. It's funny. I'll show you guys in a little bit if he'll do it. But we're gonna get this put in there. Like I said, we want to leave plenty of room for him to be able to walk around in here. So we'll kind of stick this in a corner somewhere. That way he can feel hidden, all that good stuff. And let's see what else we got in here. So we got some flower food topper. And that brings up another conversation I want to talk to you guys about. So if you guys follow our channel here at Hiddenheightsfarm, you guys know we have a pretty good garden. We have all kinds of vegetables and this and that. Well, this summer, the big giant grasshoppers started taking over. And we started feeding Harold these grasshoppers. We would let him outside on the real warm, sunny days, and Harold would start hunting. And he couldn't always catch the grasshoppers, so sometimes we'd help him out. And you talk about people beating us up about that. So a lot of people that raise these reptiles and sell them and this and that, they're strictly against like PetSmart and all the big box stores that sell animals and stuff like that. They say they abuse them. And they are strictly against feeding insects and stuff from the wild to these bearded dragons. I guess they just assume that people go around to where these bearded dragons are natively from and just feed them lettuce and, not lettuce, but kale and greens and all kinds of good stuff. I don't know. But anyways, we feed them every once in a while in the summertime. We would feed them grasshoppers. So you can beat us up on that if you want to. He's never got sick and none of that stuff. But that brings us back to another conversation. You don't want to feed these bearded dragons just lettuce. You want to feed them like kale or Swiss chard, something like that. Lettuce doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it, especially what is the iceberg lettuce. That is how they get a lot of their hydration or their water. So it's very important to always have a bowl of mixed greens, and that's what we keep in the fridge. We keep up like a little Ziploc baggie full of these chopped greens, and we feed it to him every day and kind of mix the calcium powder with it. He's getting his calcium now. But one thing cool about these bearded dragons is they change colors. I can hold him here for a little bit. He might change a color. I can put him on the ground and sometimes he'll change colors. He's not a chameleon, but he does change the tone of his colors. It's pretty amazing how they do it. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. He's got these little spikes all over him, and man, them things are sharp. So let's get back to what all we got in the box. He really likes getting on his log. You can see every time I put him back in there, he gets up on his log. Which we got this new heat lamp here. It's putting off a lot of heat. It's staying in between 80 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. We actually bought another hiding log, which this one's way too big. We'll probably send it back. It's way too big. It takes up all the floor space in his terrarium, and we don't want him to not have any room to be able to walk on the flat surface. And another thing we got is small animal munchies, vegetable and fruit mix. This is just something that you can, it's all dehydrated fruit and vegetables, and you can kind of just sprinkle it in his bowl with his salad and all that good stuff. And if he wants to eat some, he can. It has peas and carrots and all kinds of good stuff for him in there. So we'll put some of that in there. And this is a vegetable mix as well. And this has this calcium in it already. So it's dehydrated vegetables as well. So we'll put some of that in there and see if he eats it. So I guess we'll try to get this little shelf here. This is just like a rock ledge. We'll try to get it mounted somewhere in here. We might move it around here and there. We'll see how he likes it. Right now, without moving his whole cage around, we'll probably just mount it probably just on this side for right now. And we'll make it a little bit higher so he can get up closer to the heat lamp if he wants to. And like I said, these magnets just go on the outside, and that's what holds this thing on. It's pretty cool. And just like that, Okay, so we're back. We did a little remodeling in his terrarium here. We moved stuff around and flipped the ledge where he has more of a flat spot to lay right underneath his heat lamp and his UVB bulb if he so desires. And he still has his hammock. He's got his log. He loves laying on this piece of driftwood. He's got his little cave there in the corner. And he still has a lot of room where he can run around and turn around and not have any problems. So he's got plenty of room in here. He's the only one in here. He's got plenty of room. So now what we'll probably do is get some of these fresh greens and fill up his bowl, see if he'll eat any. He probably won't eat any right now. I think he was already eating this morning. And then here in a second, we'll feed him some mealworms and some crickets for a little snack. And like I said, guys, this is all just temporary. If he don't like it or if he doesn't act like he likes this setup, we can move all this around. It's no big deal. And we'll just give him a little bit of lettuce. I'll put some up here and see if he'll eat it. Oh, sorry, Harold. There you go. You want any? Not right now? Okay. And we just sprinkle a little bit of this calcium powder on there. So when he decides to eat it, he gets some calcium. And like I said, we dust the bugs that we feed him with them. Let's do one of these. If we got any super worms left. Okay guys, what I'm doing here is I'm getting some of these super worms out. We're going to put them in a little baggie. Here's what they look like. We're going to put them in a little baggie and kind of get them some dusting with this calcium powder. I'm going to get some mealworms. You know, I'm not going to feed him too much because he needs to be eating more of his lettuce and stuff like that. His vegetables, not so much of the protein. And all you really want to do is just kind of shake them around and get some of that calcium powder all over these little bugs. It don't stick to the mealworms real well. Or it sticks to the mealworms, it don't stick to the superworms. So this is a superworm and we're gonna feed it to him. And I know some people said you need to cut their heads off because they can chew through the stomachs of the bearded dragons, but that's just another opinion. Some people say it and some people don't. Here you go, Harold. You want one, buddy? Another one? You gotta eat some of your lettuce too, though. Here, try this. No, he wants a super worm. He really likes the calcium powder on him. He said, I want more of those big fat super worms, not the mealworm. Okay, so we got his cage set up pretty much how we think he likes it. We're letting these dehydrated vegetables kind of rehydrate, so there's still a little water in there, but he's got his food ready. He's ate a couple snacks, and now let's get him, and I'll show you guys how he likes to play with our dog, Skeeter. Come here, Skeet. Come here. Skeeter is officially his babysitter. Skeeter likes touching on everything that Skeeter sees. He likes to push with his nose, and that's how he kind of checks things out. How's your buddy, huh? How's Harold? Come here. You watching him? What's he doing, huh? What's Harold doing? Is he being a good boy? Is he okay? Huh? Is he being good? So Harold and Skeeter are best buddies most of the time. Especially in the summertime. Whenever we let Harold out in the summertime to play in the grass, eat fresh grass, and catch bugs if he wants to, Skeeter always sits there and lays with him and just watches him the whole time. And actually Mojo did as well. It's pretty funny. Oh, there he goes. He's on the run. You don't let him out of your sight, Skeeter. Alright guys, so like I said earlier, don't beat us up too bad. We're still learning this whole bearded dragon thing. We're doing our best. We're no experts by no means. And whatever you say is not going to hurt our feelings. We're not going to get rid of Harold, so it don't matter. But definitely leave a comment down below if there's anything you guys think we should be doing different for Harold the Bearded Dragon. Let us know down in the comments. Don't be cussing or nothing like that because my kids do read the comments on our channel, so appreciate that. But if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Click the notification bell for new uploads from our channel, and we'll see you on the next video.